When an avoidant ex breaks up with you, it can feel like they never look back, like they just shut off their feelings and move on without a second thought. But that's not how it actually works. Avoidants don't skip the pain, they delay it, they suppress it, and eventually it catches up with them. Today, I'll walk you through the timeline of emotional triggers that often lead an avoidant ex to regret the breakup, even if they don't say a word. Day 1 to week 2, emotional relief. Right after the breakup, avoidants usually feel relief. The pressure's gone, the fear of emotional intimacy isn't being triggered anymore. They feel free, but not fully clear. They distract themselves, they rationalize the breakup, and for a little while they might genuinely believe they've made the right choice. Week 2 to week 4, emotional numbness. After the relief fades, things go quiet. Not just on the outside, but on the inside too. They enter a numb phase, detached, shut down, not ready to feel the weight of the loss, so they don't. They stay busy, they avoid reminders, and they convince themselves it's better not to look back. But then the first cracks appear. Week 4 to week 6, trigger moments start surfacing. Something simple breaks through. A scent, a photo, a memory, and for a brief moment the emotional walls get thin. They feel a flicker of sadness or softness or confusion, but that flicker gets pushed down quickly because regret for them feels dangerous. It challenges the belief that they were safe leaving. Week 6 to week 10, internal conflict grows. Now the conflict gets louder. They're not reaching out, but they're thinking more. They start watching your stories, asking mutual friends about you, thinking about the way things ended. There's a mix of missing you and defending their decision. They don't know which voice to listen to. This is often when regret starts to form, but still hides behind pride or fear. Week 10 and beyond, regret or reclosure. At this point, one of two things happens. They either start feeling the full weight of what they lost, or they lock the door again and double down on emotional distance. For some avoidants, this is the moment they reach out. Not always with clarity, not always with changed behavior, but with emotional residue they can no longer ignore. For others, regret gets buried beneath more distractions or new relationships that they use as emotional cover-up. But here's the part that matters for you. Regret doesn't always look like a grand return. Sometimes it's silence mixed with sadness behind it. Sometimes it's a text that means more than it says. Sometimes it's just them realizing they didn't actually move on, they just shut down. But their regret is not your responsibility. If they're not ready to grow, regret alone won't rebuild anything real. And if you stay in no contact, not to punish them, but to protect yourself, you'll finally be able to see the difference between someone who misses you and someone who's ready for you. If you're in the thick of no contact and wondering what's going on behind the scenes, download my No Contact Survival Kit below. And if you want to understand exactly what avoidants go through emotionally, click the next video.